Howdy, howdy. Yes, you see before you 3 frogs. I am going to be doing the 2 keychains and this one. And this is going to be a 2-set kind of thing. One of these is going to be done in clear, the other one in white backing. This one here, of course, I've only got one of these molds to use, so it'll be one at a time. On that, the unmolding will have to go for whichever one I get done first, whether it's the clear or the white. I think I'm going to go with the white first. Or no, I'll probably go with the clear first, and then add white to it for the other one of the tree frogs. Okay, well, they're all tree frogs, but the keychains. And then I'll mix more epoxy up after these are cured and do the white for the back of this one. All right, so I do have to mix up around 250 ml of epoxy for both for these 3 together. And I see some mica got shifted down in there somehow, so I'll have to clean that out. Get that real fast. I pre-did these on the frogs because it took me many hours to get them done. Pretty much because I was sticking to detail as much as I could and could see. And I've got them as cleaned as I can get them. And all I need to do now is place the green down. And yes, they are being done for the leaf. They are being done like they were on the last frog set. And this way I'm going to have 3 different colors behind on backing, so that I do have a way to show you what each one looks like together to compare them. That way you can tell which one actually looks best for you, in your opinion, which one looks best for you on which one you would prefer for yourself. Wow. Okay, I missed that line right there real fast. Okay, so now I've got it. It's amazing what happens when you let your eyes rest for a little bit and come back to something, isn't it? Anyway, as I was doing these, I had read my comments on the previous video, and Twisted Anomaly Arts actually brought up the wanting to know about white and clear behind these. So now we're all going to find out what it looks like with all 3 different colors. And Twisted Anomaly Arts, we got to get out of each other's minds sometime, LOL. Don't you love how I use those little acronyms? So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and begin brushing this on. But let me get my mask on real fast. Okay, got my mask on. Must be a little cool in here. My eyeballs, or my glasses, just kind of tried to fog up. So give me a moment here. Now I'm not going to go ahead and use the gloves for putting the mica in the rest of the way. I do have wet wipes available immediately to clean them. I know that does not always mean that I'm going to be safe doing that. But right now, for time's sake, I've got to get things going here and get done. So I have 2 different brushes. These here. This one here is going to be used for the little spaces around the ring there to fill it in. So I'm going to start with that first. And since I won't need it on here, I'm good right there. I just need to get this done. Gotta tip it just a little bit onto here first, so I'm not spilling mica everywhere. And right now, it doesn't matter if the mica goes into the other, because that's where it's going to go anyway. So we'll just get this colored in here. I call it painting it in because, well, it's kind of what you're doing, but it's actually coloring it in as well, so either term is useful. I just sat to rest my eyes on a live chat with Bella from Agena Crafts, and that was a really fun chat, very informative. I am linking his channel in my description box, along with Anomaly Arts and Twisted Anomaly Arts and Twisted Mystic Creations, so that anyone that wants to go check out their channels can do so. Whew. Today has been a very strange day. It's been shifting between rain and sun and rain and sun. So right now the sun is pretty much gone again, and that tends to make me tired. I don't know why, but it gets dark and I get tired. So it's a little difficult sometimes to work when you're tired. And after I get these poured and they start curing, I'll probably go take a nap in the living room and make myself happy that way. Well, I'm going to go ahead, I guess, and finish up doing it like this instead of using the large brush for these small items. And I will probably pause this soon to go ahead, after I get this one done, finish up the other two, and I'll bring you back when I do the pour. And the only one I'm going to unmold at that time is going to be the large one, because I have to switch and put more mica down for the other frog. The one that's going to be backed in white. And we'll see how these micas, these chameleon micas, look between the three different backings. And then you'll see where your preference lies. Sometimes the dark backing is necessary for dramatic effects, I guess. Sometimes the white, because it does leave it lighter. And sometimes the micas react better in a white backing. Sometimes they react better in a dark. So we're just going to cover all bases today. Somewhere I missed right there. Oh, it looked like I did. Just not. Okay, so make sure all these top rim edges are done. See, that one doesn't look done, but you turn it in the light and it does. We'll just put a little extra there for just in case anyway. Okay. That guy's done. So I'm going to go ahead and tap it out over the big frog, since that's where we're going to head to next after the other keychain. Get as much of the loose mica out as you can. And remember, wearing a mask while you're doing that, because that mica floats in the air. Okay, now I'm going to wipe down my hand real fast. And I'm going to put you on pause. Get the other keychain done and this big frog done. And like I said, I'll bring you back when I'm ready to pour. Okay, I do have now my white mixed for the small frog. I know I probably have way too much. I made 250 ml. And I dumped off about 25 ml in this little cup here. So we're just going to go ahead and push this guy inwards. Get him filled. Try to go a little slow. There probably is some bubbles trapped in this resin. I had to use my electric mixer because my hands are crap these days. And I can see that I might be slightly unlevel here. I'm going to ask my assistant, am I looking unlevel right there with this down? Okay, I thought so. That means my table legs for my leveler has shifted. One, oh, I'm just going to get a popsicle stick or two and throw it under there. Should be about this height. Get to the other side over here. Oh, okay, that looks like it's leveling pretty well there without over flooding to the other side. So I'll add just a little bit more in here. All right, that's done. So since I have a lot of this left, I'm not sure what I want to do with it right now. So I'm going to set it there for a moment. I do have my orb that I still need to finish. Now these two are the ones that are going to be clear. I'm going to dump a lot of this into the large frog first so I can get a little bit better control for the smaller frog. There are bubbles. Like I said, I did mix it with my electric mixer. All right, ooh, it made it in there. Let's get this into the small frog now. Almost filled enough. Looks domed, except for one side. So this one here is now angled down this way, so I have more epoxy at this end. So for this one, I'm going to have to raise it just a little bit. See, it's really not my table that's unlevel. It's these molds. It's impossible. So instead of complaining about it, now I got to get down here to the level. And right now, no, I'm not wearing my mask because I was having breathing problems earlier with my other mask problem. Why does that look like it's not coming up the edge of that? It could be. I'm just going to try to get real close to the edge to make sure. Now, does that look like it's going to breach anywhere? No, but it is still unlevel. The tip here is tilted that away. So what I'm going to do is, since there's a bunch missing down here, is I'm going to take the mold and be as careful as I can, and I'm going to turn it. Which is what I might have to do with that other one. Yeah, there's barely anything on this side. So now it's going to want to come to this end and come up. Well, one more popsicle stick. I'm going to cure that real fast by doing this. I'm going to pinch it right here, lift slightly, and get under 3 of those fins. Well, 2 of them at least. All right, I think I can squish just a little bit more in there. I want to make sure that end down there now does not flood. Does it look like it's going to? Keep your eye as level as you can with that, please, because I've only got a little bit of resin left. Okay, I'm not seeing any flooding anywhere. I think I'm good there. I'm just going to scrape what's left in here out. Okay, does anything look like it's going to flood over the sides? Nope, I think we cured that whole problem. After I leave here, I will be stepping outside for some fresh air. Okay, scrape the rest off. And of course, you know, I reuse my sticks so they just sit to the side. And that's that with that. And of course, a quick wipe down real fast of the container. Okay, now I just need to do something more with the rest of the white. I do see that I could probably put a little bit more in this one. I'm going to do that first. It'll get over here around the keyhole opening there. Okay, and then the rest is just going to go in here. I don't think there's too much for that. There might be. Ooh, there probably is. Now I do want this to actually have a bottom to it, because it's going to be basically a paperweight. Okay, well, I have so little left. Oh my gosh. All right, I'll figure out something else to put the rest of that in. I'm going to put you on pause, and I shall return when these are cured, and then I will only unmold this one here, but we won't do a reveal. And then I will redo the frog and leaf, and then come back with white for this one. Okay, see you in a few. Okay, these are cured. I'm going to go ahead and do both of these two frogs, pull them out, because I do have to pull this one out, but you can see what they already look like because they're in clear. These two things here, they're not candles or anything, of course, they're molds. This one ended up with some bubbles because I forgot to delve down in there to get them out, but I'm going to go ahead and unmold these first. Later on, I'll go ahead and unmold this one. I've been kind of anxious to find out what that's going to look like after all this time and all the pours into it. I ran out of, I had all that white still left over, but I got a full white one out of it. This one I kind of ran out of the white, so what I did was just scooped a little bit of the clear in it from this keychain because it was really overloaded anyway. And that little white flower is so pretty. I know it's hard to see. There we go. Get the brighter light off of it. That is so pretty. I just love that. This is, of course, a rose. And I got to thinking, wouldn't that look pretty somewhere on there? And then, of course, the full white rose. I do hope I got all the bubbles out of this one so that all the petals are there. Oh, I did. And no, that is not a bubble there. That's actually a petal in it. Wow. These are gorgeous. I tried so hard to see that. So those turned out very well. I actually love those. Okay, let's get this out. No bubbles around the side. Perfectly smooth. Okay, I get to put that mold away. Then this one, you can actually see a little difference in the eye. Except there's so much light shining. There we go, a little bit better. But you can see the difference in the eyes and the toes now. And by the way, this is still soft. So I really don't know about that yob top stuff. Honest, I don't. And I bought 3 gallons worth of this stuff because it was inexpensive. Even the large one's still flexible. But we'll see in 24 hours. I can see my fingers through it. Can definitely see through it. So I can have it on a black background. I will say that the Yob Top brand, wow, can go completely translucent. That mica does not opaque coat it. So you do need a backing, unless you like a translucent one, which is actually kind of cool. Okay. I know, I just lost my train of thought again. Gosh. straight on out of here. All right, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go ahead and get this filled back in again with the micas. And then I'm going to go ahead and back it in the white. And then we'll reveal both of them. Let's get this one off of here so I don't put it on the heat mat heating again. All right, back soon. Okay, now I've got to get this to be white. So I'm going to push this out of the way and I'll show you how I got the other white. What I have here is just cheap, inexpensive acrylic paint from our Family Dollar. Some of these are, it's called Rich Art. So I just put a few drops in because you don't want to put too much water-based anything in your epoxy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That may have been too much. Now this white will not go completely white, and I'll show you that real fast because it is not very heavily pigmented. Now, let me go ahead and move the frog a little bit. Cheap, inexpensive white. Now I refer to cheap as it's got less materials that are good in it, so the pigment isn't very good. And as you'll see, it's got a little bit of granulated look to it after it's in. Now I only put that in there so that I don't waste my by HTV Runt, and it is white resin paste, and this is for water effects. I haven't used it for the water effects yet, and this bottle is extremely difficult to get anything out of. I do mean extremely difficult. It is hard to squeeze, and you need a little bit and a little bit more. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay. Now remember, no more than 10% liquid into your resin, your epoxy resin. Let's get this stirred up. That should have been enough. I do not want anything of this translucent. Make sure you get it all stirred in from the sides so you don't have ribboning effect. Basically streaks. Get along those sides, get it all completely mixed in. My fingers are just killing me, sorry. Arthritis is not the best for doing this. I do have one of those electric mixers, and I did use it for the other one, but, you know, for the first set of this, but those things are such a pain to clean. They really are. Okay, where did I start? All right, so what I'm going to do now, by the way, I did notice when I unmolded the clear frog, there wasn't a single bubble in them. Okay, so remember to pour from the front where there's a high spot and let it run in. And let's, of course, get this moved over to here so you can see a little bit better. Now, if you'll remember, I also ran into a problem with the levelness of this mold. And yes, I'm starting to encroach on this side over here, so I don't want to go over it. And I'm going to move the mold around so I can keep a better eye on everything. It's at the edge here, but not here. And if you're wondering what that is, that's mica powder sitting there. Yeah, it's pretty bad when the mold itself is unlevel and you need to count on it being level. And then you got to shift it around and you've got to prop it up on certain sides and everything. And sometimes you just still can't get it completely level. I'll just push it up onto that side over there. Whoops. Okay. I might have needed to go to 225 milliliter because I really wanted to fill these two molds here again. Waste not, want not, right? Okay. It's still a little high on that side, but I think it will be good. Okay, that's that with that. All I'm going to do now is set a 2-hour timer so that I can come back to you soon. Okay, give me a sec for you. A couple hours at least for me. Okay, everyone. We are now ready to demold these, unmold them. This one is still warm, quite a bit in the middle, but it is mostly solid, so I can go ahead and take it out. It is cured. It's just flexible because it's still warm. So we're just going to go ahead, get this partially done so that some of that heat can escape out of there. We all know it's going to be a frog. But before I turn that one over, I'll just turn it like this for a second. Let's go ahead and unmold this one since it's been sitting quite a while. And a little bit of overage here. Easy enough to pick off. But that's what the small one looks backed in white. And I do notice that I did not get in this area right here very well, or along this edging here very well. And it might have been where I did the cleanup. But you can see part of the yellow in the eye and part of the green in the eye. I know you're not able to see too well there, but it is there. And didn't do too well on this eye, I'll tell you. But the toes got their greens. I could have done the mouth, but heck, I didn't even realize it had a mouth on the small one. All right, let's go ahead. Turn the big one over. Oops, upside down. Much more vibrant on the neons. Though it didn't really help it with the chameleon powder any better than the black. And I don't know, I haven't seen any color shift in this gold. It was supposed to be green gold shift. So let's put this mold aside now. This mold. And I'm going to put these side by side here. There's the original. And here's the one done in clear. So you can write down in the comments which one you think shows up best, okay? And which one you would prefer to use for yourself if you were doing these. All right, everybody. Wonderful experiment. This is a video for the Woodland series. And now I've got a family of frogs. Keychain. Keychain. Oops, let's get these down where you can actually see them better. And yes, Twisted Anomaly, my dear. All for you, my lady. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Okay, you know the spiel. Go ahead and thumbs up if you like the video. Thank you to all my subscribers. You help drive this channel. You give me incentive to do more, do better. I'd like to thank all of my viewers that haven't subscribed yet. And if you are a repeat viewer and haven't subscribed, maybe it's possible you could go ahead and subscribe at this time. And please leave comments below. That kind of, I don't know. I like the interaction. I do. I love reading them. I love responding to them. And, of course, share. All right, everyone. Peace out. Love to all.